Get inside the high-ticket sale buyer's mindset. A lot of marketers simply do not understand the information that I share in this video. They think that people are robots. They think that generating an online sale is simply all about getting the right product in front of the right eyeballs and nothing else. I'm sorry to break this to you, but there's a lot of psychology at play. The bottom line is, if you want to convert high-ticket sales prospects, you have to think like them. You can't look at the situation purely from your perspective. Let's face it, your perspective is actually simple and straightforward. You want to make money. I get that. Everybody gets that. Who doesn't want to make money? But that's not the issue. The issue is, how do you get your high-ticket sales prospects to separate with their hard-earned cash? Believe me, that's a lot of cash that they're going to be separating themselves from, so you better give them a good reason. Unfortunately, it's very hard to get that reason if you don't think like them. The first step is to choose to think like them. People are not rational. The first thing that you need to wrap your mind around is this simple fact. When people make buying decisions, it's usually not rational. It's easy to think that this only happens within the context of impulse buying. For example, if you go on Amazon Kindle and there's a book that sells for 99 cents, it doesn't really take much thinking because you're really not losing anything. It's 99 cents. If you make the minimum wage in the United States of $7.50 per hour, that's less than 10 minutes of work for 99 cents. It's an afterthought. It's an impulse buy. The problem is, as you go up the cost ladder, it becomes tempting to think that people are not buying impulsively. Get that idea out of your head. The truth is, it's very obvious when somebody's buying something priced at 99 cents compared to something that's priced at $9,000. The reality is, they are operating within the same realm. I am, of course, talking about emotions. In a fairly recent study, researchers asked buyers why they made the decision that they made. They were also asked to fill out a questionnaire right before they bought. According to this study, when people came to their buying decision, they acted out of impulse. But when it comes time to explain why they did what they did, they came up with all sorts of reasonable-sounding explanations and justifications. The study's conclusion is unmistakable. People are based on impulse, read emotion, and then they justify it later on. High-ticket sales prospects are no different from people buying a pack of gum that is worth a few pennies. It's all about emotion. People want to be made to feel special. Knowing the information you have, when you try to get into your high-ticket sales customer's mindset, you have to ask yourself, how do I make this person feel special in this context? Of course, somebody who is paying $10 for something feels special in a certain way that is quite different from somebody spending $10,000. That person spending $10,000 also needs to feel special, but it has to be presented in a different way. Tap the power of exclusivity. Now that I've established that people do make buying decisions based on emotion, the next question to ask is, what kind of emotion? How do you present the emotional impulse? Thankfully, the answer is pretty straightforward. When somebody buys a high-end Mercedes-Benz, they're not just buying a car. They're not just buying something that proclaims to their neighborhood that they have money. No, they're doing something else. They're not just looking to satisfy a need that everybody else has. All of us need to get from point A to point B, but we all have different ways of meeting that need. Depending on our income, depending on how our city is set up, and depending on our culture and other factors, we can choose different options. Some people can take the bus. Others can take the train. Others would bike. Other people would walk. Some would buy a low-end car. Others would buy a mid-range vehicle. And even others would buy top-of-the-line luxury vehicles. Same need, different responses. When we're talking about high-ticket sales buyers' mindsets, understand that they have emotional needs that they need to satisfy in a different way. They're looking to satisfy a need that everybody has in a way that not everybody can do. This is where the idea of luxury, exclusivity, and specialness come in. When you are able to earn enough money to buy a high-end Mercedes, BMW, Rolls-Royce, or an Italian sports car, you are saying to yourself, I am special. I am rewarding myself with something that satisfies a need that everybody has. But I satisfy it in a way that is very different from how everybody else can satisfy the same need. This is the power of exclusivity. You have to wrap your mind around this concept because high-ticket sales buyers must be convinced that your solution is a way of satisfying a need that other people cannot readily use. Make them feel that they are getting something above and beyond what everybody's getting. High-end sales targets don't want what everybody else is getting. Now, we know at the end of the day that's precisely what they're getting. A car is a car. It doesn't matter whether it has a Porsche logo or a Kia or a Hyundai logo. It doesn't matter if your car says Hyundai Eon in the back or has that BMW logo. A car is a car. It gets you from point A to point B. But when you highlight the luxury, the attention to detail, the professionalism of whatever product or service you are pushing, you satisfy a very important emotional need. High-ticket sales buyers are psychologically looking for something above and beyond what everybody gets. That's how you can get somebody to pay tens of thousands of dollars or more for a car. These are not egotists. They're not saying to themselves, I'm better than everybody else. No. In most cases, these people are looking to reward themselves, or they're simply looking for the highest value because they don't have the time to screw around when something goes wrong. This is especially true when you're selling services. The MBA assistance program that I use as a case study in the previous video catered to overseas professionals who cannot afford to drop the ball. That's why they pay top dollar. Get inside your customer's mindset. Look at the sales process and the sales funnel system from their perspective. Get this wrong, and you will end up building a high-ticket sales funnel that somehow, some way doesn't quite work. I'm not saying that you're not going to make a few $1,000 here and there. What I am saying is that you are not building an optimal system. It's 90% there, but it just doesn't produce the outcome that you had hoped for.